Hello and welcome to another edition of Relive the Magic. I'm Dan Moriarty. On today's show, we go back to Saturday night, June 9th, 2001, Denver, Colorado, for what is really the ultimate in all of sports, a Game 7 for the Stanley Cup. And joining me on the show today, number 25, forward, Sean Podine, and number 77, Hall of Famer, Ray Bourque. Guys, thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
How the heck you doing?
We're great.
Before I talk hockey, where am I?
We're at the country club of golf club in New England, here in New Hampshire. Beautiful place, and a place that I have a lot of fun at in the summer.
A lot different hanging here than on the ice rink, right?
A lot. I'm doing a lot of this. Not much ice going on these days.
Guys, Game 7 is obviously the ultimate, but I know in the past we've discussed other feelings. You guys should have been up 3-1. Game 4. What was your feeling after that game? Come on, Pose.
I remember I went outside and I went up to talk to my best friend and my big buddy Tex, and I looked up at him in the eyes, and all of a sudden I had to turn away and walk away because I just started crying, because I always had that feeling that you had to steal one game to win a big series like that. And I thought that was the game we could have stolen. And we kind of let it go at the end, and I remember going behind the bleachers and I was bawling and crying and breaking down. My wife's kind of looking at me like, you know, so you're going to be okay. And then on my way out, I saw Patty Waugh doing an interview, and he was like, I can't worry about that mistake. I got to move on. I got Game 5 to win. I got to get ready for that game. And I was like, oh, geez, kind of like a slap in the face. He's right. That game's done. It's not going to do anything to sit here and worry or think about it. And then we just moved on, and luckily had 2 of the 3 good games after that.
And Ray, for you had played for the Cup before, but you had an interesting quote. You never really played for the Stanley Cup. Explain that.
Well, having 2 experiences in '88 and '90 with the Bruins, playing the Oilers. The first time in 1988 we lost in 4 straight, and then in '90 we lost in 5 games. So, you know, you figure that until you win 3 games in that final series, you're actually not playing for the Cup yet. And I just wanted to get to a Game 7. You know, we were down 3-2 going into New Jersey, and all I was praying and wishing for is that just get me to Game 7, give me an opportunity to play for the Cup, and it happened.
And what was it like getting ready for Game 6?
It was really cool. I had a great feeling about the pregame skate. Everybody was loose. You know, we had a good practice the day before, and we went into New Jersey knowing that you know, nobody was giving us much of a shot, but feeling really good. But again, you never know how the game's going to go. So the previous day in practice, you know, I knew this was going to be my last year, and just thinking that, hey, this might be my last official team practice and my last official morning skate, or my last official pregame meal, and then last official pregame nap. I didn't sleep that much that afternoon, but just going through that was kind of surreal in some ways, but still feeling really good about going out for Game 6 and knowing that we had a great team that was going to go out there and give it all we had, and we did that. You know, we didn't get off to a great start in Game 6. I just remember Patrick playing incredible for the first 10 minutes, giving us an opportunity to get going, and then Adam Foote scores that first goal almost 10 minutes into the game. And from that point on, we took over the game and just, you know, went on to, I think we won 4-0 that game. And it was an incredible feeling after the game, going back home, knowing we're going to play in Game 7 and actually play for the Stanley Cup.
Now, is it true neither of you guys have seen this game, actually, since you won it that night?
I haven't seen the game. I haven't seen the replay of the game.
That's what it's all about here. This is Relive the Magic. You do it, I do it, we do it together, and these guys who actually took part in it are doing it with us. So sit back and relax. Game 7, June 9th, 2001, Denver, Colorado, right after this. You see Brodeur and Waugh right off the bat. The first thing you look at, these 2 goalies, they're all world. I mean, one goalie is gonna win this game and steal it possibly.
Yeah, and you know that there are 2 French Canadians, and Patrick has all the numbers, and you know, the one chasing Patrick for all the numbers is Martin Brodeur, and you couldn't write a better script in terms for the goaltenders playing in that game.
Right off the bat, you get the puck and dump it in. When you get the puck in your stick the first time, does it mean something in the game? All of a sudden, do you get a feel like getting your first hit?
Well, yeah. Once you get your first shift out of the way, especially a game like that, the importance and all that, you might have some little jitters. But you know, coming off that first shift, you're feeling pretty good. You just want to get off to a good start, and you know, we got off to a pretty good start in this game.
Podes, how about yourself?
I'm just laughing here because Ray's such a better speaker than I am. I'm sitting over here with chills starting to watch this thing again. I'm howling.
Well,
Let us watch it.
no, you got to talk while you watch. But Podes, they had you on the ice early on.
Yeah.
Was there a reason that your line was out there against Gomez? Was that something that the
Honestly,
coaches-
I don't remember exactly. You know, thinking back, I don't remember a lot about the game except a couple of things. You know, but I remember they told us to don't stick handle too much and get it deep. But they told us that for 100 games.
Now, was that to you or to everybody on the team?
Mainly to me.
Well, they're such a good transition team that, especially against guys like Gomez and some of their top forwards, you know, the blue lines were critical in terms of turning it over and trying to get it deep and work down low in their end. And very good transition team again.
This early penalty, though, by them, all of a sudden, do you see a door open and say, wait a minute, we've got a power play early on. This is dumb on their part, but great for us.
Well, it's always great when you're able to get in the power play early in the game and trying to establish, you know, momentum, and hopefully you're able to cash in and get off to an early lead. You know, that's what you're looking for. Or even as a power play, you just want to get some opportunities. You want to, you know, you want to get some good shots, get the puck moving, and establish, you know, some good momentum on your power play. You don't want to just struggle through the first power play. And
It's a playoff spirit, man.
yeah, I know. Nice.
It's not all dark.
It's no. There's a little white there, but not as gray as it is now, though.
They were just talking about you, Ray, and it's about the focus. And of course, a lot of the focus, which will be repeated a number of times in this interview, is about you and the Stanley Cup. But you made a point of saying it's not about me, it's about everybody. And it is. Did that also help you mentally take the focus somewhat off of you and put it back in the team sport that it is?
Well, guys were talking about winning it for Ray so much. It was like, okay, guys, you know, enough. I wanted to win it as much for everybody on that team as for me, and I was just so fortunate and lucky to be part of a team that was so good and talented to have the opportunity to play for a cup. And yeah, obviously the story, it was a great positive story. I mean, 22 years, never winning a cup, a lot of things that I've established. The only thing left was to win a cup. I mean, yeah, there's no secret to nobody, but again, you know, I was just blessed and lucky to be able to end up in Colorado and be playing for the Cup. That was my intentions when I left Boston, and to have it happen the way it did, it's a positive story for everybody, and including the hockey world and everything that comes with it. So it was a nice story, and the way it all worked out was a lot of fun. But you know, Poe's going to tell you that that's a day he's going to remember for the rest of his life. There's a connection that we have together, and it. You know, he wanted to win it as much for me or for Patrick or for anybody on that team.
You showed a shot of Chris Drury, and you think about him back in that year, how important he was to the lineup. Here's a guy, I know who you guys are close with, but he never lost anything his entire life in sports. It's just, he's meant to be a winner. He's just so driven.
Well, you're lucky, you're happy to have him on your side, because just for pure luck or him being a winner, you're saying, we can't lose this. We got Chris Drury on our team. He's never lost anything. So, you know, great kid, and there's a reason why he's won at so many different levels. And,
Great leader.
And he's just a great leader in how he does things. He's a true professional, and it was a lot of fun to play with him.
Hey, Podes, when you're on the bench watching the action, what's the feeling like, the intensity? I mean that because I see Ray on the ice most of the game. He's out there for almost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And your shifts are intermittent because you got a job to do.
Yeah. It's all.
And
it's
by
all-
the way, before I get to the answer, you just got creamed.
Yeah, I just missed him. I just hit myself.
You hit the stanchion on the glass. How'd you feel?
Right there, not too bad. But you know, you're just always so focused, so ready. It just so when it is your turn, whether it's like Raymond playing 30 minutes or you're getting your 10 to 12 minutes, whatever it is, you want to make sure you're giving everything you have for the team. So if you're not ready, you're going to be in trouble and you're going to let the guys down around you.
There was something that was discussed quite often this whole playoffs, really your season, was about having Game 7 at home. You had won Game 7 against the Kings in I think it was the conference semis, and then you had lost the year before to Dallas in the Western Conference Finals. Talk about the season build-up to saying we have to have the most points, we have to have that Game 7 at our building.
Well, I just remember the first day of camp and Bob Hartley's speech, talking about a couple of things that we were trying to set goals for ourselves is raising the bar. That, you know, with the talent that this team had over the years and making it to the semifinals and giving ourselves a chance but not being able to cash in and only winning one cup since they got there in '96, in some ways this team was underachieving because of the talent and how good they were. And the previous year we had lost to Dallas in the 7th game in the semifinals, and it was played in their building. And there's a few reasons why we had lost that. You know, I think the biggest reason is we weren't dedicated and ready to play the best defense that we could. And Bob spoke about trying to be the best defensive team in the league in terms of goals against and really being dedicated and paying attention to details like every team that had won the cup. You know, Edmonton never won the cup until they started playing some defense. Detroit, the same thing. Dallas, the same thing. So just look at history, and all those teams were among the best teams defensively in the league. So that's one thing that we wanted to establish.
And here you are, speaking of defense, going down to it, but Patty Waugh is right there for you.
Well, that's why we ended up being the best defensive team in the league that year.
Big
It was number
reason.
33.
Well, you were there to help, though.
Yeah, no, but I think there was really a team commitment on what Bob had said that year. And Patrick had an incredible year. He broke a few records that year for goaltending, and we ended up being the best defensive team that allowed us to finish first overall.
We'll be back with more Relive the Magic right after this. This is a very strange question to ask a guy who's in his 22nd year of the NHL. Playing in a Game 7 at this point, the ultimate, are you ever nervous?
I think just leading up to the game, you're kind of anxious. I mean, I don't think you're ever nervous. You know, I don't remember last time I was nervous in a hockey game, but, you know, a game like that, you're anxious. You want to get it started.
Right there is that was when Joseph laid out Stevens. That was.
Well, now,
I think
okay.
there's a goal
Sick.
coming now, right?
How about this? The two captains going at it, but no one would ever think that Sakic would be the one to dump Stevens.
No, but
With a horrible shoulder.
I don't think Stevens was expecting it, and I tell you, Joe's solid. He's a strong guy, and he certainly showed it there. I hope they show this over again.
Now, you mentioned Joe's shoulder. He's playing right now with a really bad shoulder.
Yeah.
Joe hurt his shoulder, and you know, we lost Peter in the last game when we played LA, and then you know, one of the first few games against St. Louis,
Look at that.
Look at this.
Joe hurt his shoulder pretty bad.
He just lays out Scott Stevens.
Yeah, he was feeling better in this series, but the St. Louis series, he was playing with a bum shoulder big time. So, you know, Peter wasn't there. Joe was playing hurt, and it was, I tell you, it was a little scary.
When you see Patrick just then wandering, do you ever think back to Game 4 and say, Patrick, get back in net?
No, you know, people gave Patrick sometimes a hard time about how he played the puck. He played the puck so well. The thing is, he played it so much, and if you're going to play it that much, every once in a while, you know, you're going to mess up. But as a D, you know, having a goalie that mobile and going back for pucks, you know, saves you a lot of bumps and bruises.
What's the communication like as a defenseman going back like that?
It was very good. When I got there, I wasn't used to a goalie coming out and playing a puck like Patrick. And a lot of times we'd almost run into each other behind the net because I'm going back for the puck. All of a sudden he's playing it, and I'm like, right in his face. I'm like, I got it. He says, no, no, no. He says, just peel off.
You see this period, and I think they out-hit you like 3-1. Obviously, they're playing a different kind of desperation game than you guys are playing because you're more of a puck control team. It's both teams are in the same game 7. Someone's going to get the cup. But I think of this, and I think back to the series before, where St. Louis just hit you and hit you and hit you.
That was the toughest series I've ever played, and we were so lucky to get out of it in 5 games. Patrick saved our butts almost every game because to be honest, they outplayed us in a lot of those games, and I never was hit as much in a hockey series as I was in that series against St. Louis. Thank God it ended in 5 games.
They just showed your power play, and they showed your backhand pass to Joe to go across the line, and they said once Peter was out of the lineup since that Game 7 injury with LA, you guys changed the way you played the power play. Were you dumping more often without Peter, and then you kind of threw a little wrench at him this way by carrying it over the blue line? Is that a conscious choice?
Well, without Peter, a lot of times, he'd just come late, and he'd be the guy that would end up skating the puck a lot into the zone. He was so good at that, and without him, sometimes we had a hard time entering the zone, and yeah, we had to dump it maybe a little more than we were used to with Peter in the lineup, but whatever works. If you're going to dump the puck in, you got to support it. You got to outman him in the corner, and you got to work and come up with loose pucks. But still, with a guy like Joe, if he's flying down that wing, he's still able to enter and gain possession and gain the zone. Many times. It's all depending on what they're going to give us.
You're controlling the play.
Yeah, we did a good job of that in this game. We were never, we're in pretty good control most parts of the game.
I thought early on, Dan, like you said, they did take the hit and stuff, and that one thing we try to do is show a lot of composure and stay out of the box and not give them that power play goal or that power play chance.
Is this the post
That
here?
was, yeah, they're going to show this
that it?
again. This is Sikora. It looked like it was almost like a bouncing or a rolling puck, and he just launched it right after the power play was over for you guys.
Big mess.
And the commentator just said, after that shot off the post, which you're going to see again right now, there's something called fate. Some people think it's just meant to be. Do you ever think that way?
Yeah, why not? You're on the right side of that fate.
Yeah.
I love it. But it looks like, I don't know if it was bouncing or what, or kind of on a knuckleball.
Yeah, knuckleball, there it is. And that thing came across the back of the...
He's got a bomb.
He does have a
Is it the guy made a great shot, or the goalie said, I took everything else away but the post?
He didn't hit the net.
Yeah, not even a shot on that, right?
Not a shot on that. You got to hit the net on those.
I know how Patty would answer.
What would he say?
You had nothing to shoot
Gave
at.
him nothing.
I gave him nothing.
Well, we had great role players. You see Messi out there, Reeder, Poe, and Danny Heinold.
Yeller.
Yeller.
You just mentioned 6 forwards.
Yeah, well, those were our, third and fourth lines. At any time, you knew that they were out there. They're going to do the right thing and even score us a big goal at times. So we had a nice rounded team.
We had a balance.
We had a good skill guys, and we had our role guys, and we had a great D and an incredible goalie. How can you lose?
It's almost like you had the veterans, the stars, and the rookies. Everything from top to bottom. How it's supposed to work. How it usually works out with the teams that are victorious.
Yeah, and we had great leadership. We had guys. Paul played a huge role in that with Dave Reed and Joe obviously, but Patrick and myself and Adam Foote.
And there it was again behind the net.
Who's that?
Patrick with the puck with you. 5 seconds to go.
Yeah.
It's like
I was in a position. I got hit there. You must have fan on that one.
Guys, 1-0 after one period.
We're in good shape. That's, coming in,
Better
that's
than
a
0-1.
start. That's a start that we wanted to have, and we just wanted to build off of that.
Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals 2001. The cup's in the house. Someone's going to raise it. It's 1-0 after one. Stay with us. You're watching Relive the Magic. Welcome back to Relive the Magic. It's 1-0 after one period. Dan Moriarty being joined by Sean Podine and Ray Bourque, two guys who were in that locker room after one period. All right, you're up 1-0. Give me your feeling.
Honestly, just resting, getting ready to go out and hopefully bring it again for another 20 and end up in the same position. Nervous? Not nervous, very anxious.
How do you mentally prepare yourself to go back to battle every single period?
I think you just get in a routine, you get your stuff off, take a break, get some juice in you, retape your stick. Just kind of stay in that same routine so it doesn't vary much so you get ready to go out and play the same way you have.
Right?
Once you're in a game, it's another game. And, we're in good shape after one, and you just do what you usually do between every period. And coach comes in. If there's any adjustments to be made, we talk about those. If not, just move forward and, hey, let's go out, get the next one, and build on what we got in the first period.
And the conversation at this point obviously is good because you played a great first period. It's not like they outplayed you, but you're up 1-0. You guys played a really solid first period, and you think this way, don't you?
We know we played a good solid period, and we just want to build off of that. Keep doing the same things, and let's just get better and better as we go on.
Back before Game 6, you had a little speech. Nothing major, but to the guys, because you guys are down 3-2, you're in New Jersey. What'd you say?
Earlier that year, we had a big banquet in Colorado. It was a chopper dinner, I think. Is that what it is every year? And Mike Ditka talked about the man in the mirror. That was part of his speech. And I just told the guys before the game, if every one of us goes into the bathroom after the game and is able to say, I went out and left it all out there, played the best I could in terms of the effort and just going out there and doing my job. If everyone to a man could do that with the talent that we have on this team, there's no way we're losing this game. And just to go out and have fun, enjoy the moment. We're in an incredible position. I mean, we've had a good year all year. We've been the best team in the league. We've come up big in big moments. It's going to happen. Let's just go out and have fun and bring it out there and, go out and do it. And that was pretty much the basics of the speech.
As one of the players on the team, Sean, do you recall that speech?
Very much. I remember walking out there thinking he was 100% right and giving all of us confidence that we really did think we were the better team, and we didn't have to do anything extraordinary. We all just had to go play our game, play hard, have fun, and if we did, chances are we'd end up on the good end of the game. So.
Ray, this play by you on Turner Stevenson, it all begins with Brodeur throwing the puck out, but you closed on him so quickly. What's going through your mind when you see him with open ice? And by the way, there's a shot of you two guys on the bench together, just sucking air.
Well, there it is. There it is. That was a huge goal.
Monster goal.
You're going up 2-0 after them, Brodeur making a nice outlet pass, and we knew, going into the game, we wanted to put it away from him, not give him an opportunity to play the puck because he did it so well. And, we had to scramble to get back into position, but, then you come back with a big shift right after that and score the second goal to go up 2-0.
Both your goals came off of face-offs in your zone to clear the zone.
Little things.
It's always little things.
All right, let's go back to Tanga again. Now all of a sudden he has 2 goals in Game 7.
It's flying.
He's
Battle.
feeling it.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy that, if he gets feeling it, watch out.
Yeah.
He has that kind of talent.
Yeah, very talented and able to do some special things.
Alex Tanga, his second goal tonight. The Avs over the Devils right now, 2-0 in the second period. You're watching Relive the Magic.
Stevens plays it along the boards. Now Sikora with it. Elias shot does not get through. He gets it back. Remember the save that Patrick Roy made on Elias? And then remember Sikora hitting the post.
2-0. Podes, are you feeling it yet? Ray's been saying, you know, it's 2-0. I may have something going on here.
I just remember, I just like, relax, guys. You know, a lot of time left. Got to keep going. Can't get comfortable. Just got to keep pushing it. Keep pushing it.
How about how deafening this building is?
It was incredible. You know, I had a lot of family and friends at the game, and they just could not believe the noise and the atmosphere in that building. And as a player, you know, I mean, obviously you're playing the game, and as the play's going on, you don't pay attention. You don't hear all that much. But you know, after moments like this or the celebrations, and it's like, wow, it's neat.
You see Alex there, 2 goals. Ray, he was born the year you played your first NHL game.
Yeah. What does that say? That says a lot for me, though.
Really unbelievable.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's a young man's game, and, you know, I just certainly know how fortunate I was to be able to play the amount of years and stick around as long as I did. And to be as healthy and everything that's happened in my career was, you know, a blessing, and I never took anything for granted, believe me.
Okay,
Oh, what happened here, buddy?
Hey,
Oh,
Sean.
is this
What's
the...
going on right now? Let's see it now. What's it look like? Let's see that tooth. There it is. Let me see that.
Yeah, it's just a little chip.
And that happened that night.
Yeah, that was a good right cross from O'Donnell. He caught me
Well, you're
trying
up
to get by him.
2-0. You're up 2-0. Are you goading him? Are you saying anything to him at all?
No, right here. I'm just trying to get to the loose puck, and he just kind of caught me.
Kind
a
of?
quick one. It was.
He cold cocked you.
No call. Oh, there was a
that
call,
was a
all
call.
right.
And then watch what happens.
So now, I mean, here's the thing. You can't say, one more shot to the face, pose.
This might have been my best contribution of the playoffs.
And you're on the bench. Once again, that great beard you had going.
Yeah.
Another power play. You guys are 0 for 2 so far, but you've had a couple. They've had nothing, per se. And now that first line's out again. Your first line tonight, they played well all along. They must have felt, you know what, we have to pick it up. There's no Forsberg.
Well, they took charge that night. They had a great night, and
Speaking of taking charge.
yeah,
Watch this.
right here.
Look at that.
Look at this shot.
It chills just seeing that.
Yeah.
It's sick.
I had a great spot for that.
You're right in front. About so many feet out.
Really?
It looks that way. It looks like you're going to the net, maybe.
No, I
you're
think I might have
screening
been.
him.
No. Stevens was doing that, but
Completely.
no, what a shot. I mean, Joe. I mean, I've never seen a guy shoot a puck like him, especially that wrist shot. I mean, zang. You know, it was so quick and so hard. And the spot he puts it. I mean, look at where he
Well, he
puts his
fakes the
shot.
shot, too, at first.
Right there, bang.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Poe, did they give you an assist on the official scoring sheet?
I'm not sure, but we can have it changed.
I think you deserve an assist on this play. You took him for the team, and look, you lost the part of the tooth.
But again, discipline, you know? I mean, you know, he takes a shot like that easy. He could just get up and go back at him, and he doesn't, you know?
Here's this again. I mean, they're going to show this.
Okay.
This is one of the best shots I've ever seen. And there you are. You were literally right in front of right on top of the crease.
Yeah.
They had you pinching.
What was I doing there?
I don't know, Coach.
You were excited, weren't you?
No way I was getting a pass from Joe there. But, the way I get is the rebound. But I'm just trying to open things up for Blakey up top.
That's what it was. But once again, this line is on a mission. It's like they pick up the slack because there is no Peter Forsberg for either of the last two series.
Again. I mean, every time they're out there, they're dominating.
And we keep on mentioning, of course, Sakic and Tanguay with the 2 goals, but Hayduk had an amazing game.
Yeah. I mean, both those guys all year long. You know, Hayduk and Joe. I mean, Joe had 50 goals, and I think Milan had 50 goals that year.
And we'll be back with more Relive the Magic right after this.
Get to the line, Sean O'Donnell sends it right back in. Here's the tip. What a save! He's down. Scramble for the puck. It's still outside the crease. It's picked up by Holy.
welcome back. You're watching Relive the Magic, Avs Devils 2001. And you've got to be thinking, as of this point, our goalie has shut him out for 4.5 periods.
Yeah, we're in good shape.
And those eyes.
Yeah, we're right where we want to be. Patrick's feeling it, and
There was the thing you had for the playoffs, a 16W.
Leave the net or stay in the net.
I know it was very important to the team. It was a really important motivating factor for all of you.
I was trying to come up with something to kind of have a little fun with, and then came up with these T-shirts and hats. Mission 16W to become number one, and it was on the back of our hats. We had a little M16 on the front of the hats. We had T-shirts, and not to know that the exit for New Jersey's rink was 16W, so it was kind of neat. But every time we'd win a game throughout the whole playoffs, we'd become 15, 14, and up to 16, or 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 16. Once we win that 16th game, we reached our ultimate goal. So it happened. It was nice. We had some nice hats and a T-shirt. And look at this, how tall he stood. So many shots he stopped with his shoulders.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Patrick's one of the only guys I know when he goes down, he gets bigger.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But that was all about, paying the price, doing little things, and blocking shots, shooting lanes, passing lanes. We did such a good job of that all year long, And in today's game, it's incredible how pretty much every team does that.
Yeah. Well, so you said it's like paying the price, and I look at this guy's face over here. Not your whole face, by the way. Just the one tooth.
Okay.
Not the whole thing. You ever touch it and say, that's my contribution? You're doing it right now with your tongue.
A lot of people actually ask me about it. It's such a great story,
Now, this is a question I've got to ask you, because Eric Messier just, as O'Donnell did to you, and you guys up 3-0, at this point of the game, you got to be on the bench saying, Eric, we don't need it. We don't need this kind of penalty.
I gotta see it actually.
Whack.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, that
big
was the
mess
stick
stick.
came up. That stick's so big that it just caught him. But
If you knew the stick he used,
Yeah.
it weighed about 25 pounds.
But he got lucky here because they didn't give him a double
no
minor.
blood.
This is
No blood, right?
I think this is where they score, isn't it?
I'm not sure if this is the one, but I know
Yes.
the goal.
It's Sikora.
Yeah, he kind of splits the D, I think, if I remember. And
Yeah.
And you're not
just
too
kinda-
happy, by the
no,
way.
I'm not, because I just got too wide, or I'm anxious to see it.
There's always these different subplots, and I just saw your coach Hartley on the bench. And I think back, as a young kid, he idolized the guy across the ice from him, Larry Robinson. Growing up in Montreal, that was his idol, and he's coaching against him now in Game 7.
So did I.
So
And
do I.
you did too. You did too. Larry's never lost, by the way, a Game 7 at this point of his career,
Yeah.
as a player, assistant
Yeah,
coach, or a
come
coach,
on.
and there you are.
Yeah, he just got. I couldn't believe it. I just got out
I'd
of
like to see
position.
this game. How did it happen so? It happened so fast, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but you're also in the ice pods.
I know. I had my man. Just so.
And I thought I could get it. I thought I could reach that with my stick.
They are just. Gotcha.
Right there. I was too late.
Went 5-hole.
But you're up 3-0, and so early in a power play, and you're just like, come on, how can we get caught like that?
Yeah.
And you smacked the net pretty hard.
Now it's a game again. It's a 2-goal game, worst lead in hockey, so probably better that way.
Explain
Keeps,
that for people who don't get it.
Well, 2 goals, you think it's a secure lead, and you might just kind of back off a little bit, get comfortable, and next thing you know, it's becomes a 1-goal game, and a lot of teams with a 2-goal lead just kind of back off a little bit. They get comfortable, they stop going after it, and end up losing the game.
And the other team, for me, Raymond, they have nothing to lose. They're down 2 goals. They have nothing to sit back for, so they're going, pedal to the metal, 5th gear.
However, you guys know this, and their defense is going to be pinching. You're going to have opportunities that they won't have. And you'll also see on your power plays later on in this period and in the third, your power play isn't on the ice. Sometimes Messier's out there, sometimes Stefan Yell, sometimes you Podes. It's almost like you have a power play to control it, but you also have a power play out there to not have a shorthanded goal scored against you.
You sure I was out there?
Maybe not. I'm just giving you some credit.
Okay.
You lost part of your tooth for the cause. I want to make sure that we put that out there.
But that certainly gave them some momentum. You see the momentum shift a little bit here, in the middle of the period. And, that goal did a lot for them. They gave a little spurt here, and, we had to hold them off.
Which, I mean, New Jersey was a great team, so it wasn't like we thought we could go there for 60 minutes and
Well, I think
take the game to
if
them.
I remember, their record on the road in the playoffs was probably like something 8-2 or 8-3.
Yeah.
This team was way better away from home than they were at home in New Jersey.
Yeah.
They were literally a different team as far as their stats.
They played such a methodical game. They were a tough team to play against, especially if they got the first. By the way, I kind of dove there.
I was going to ask you that.
Oh, my God.
Did you dive on this?
Yeah, because I saw that Mess got a penalty.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
oh,
I
here you
remember
are. Oh,
that
now
now.
you're sore. You're hurt.
Yeah, that such a baby.
What's
Get up.
sore there?
Yeah.
It's
The
my
tooth again?
hyper strength.
Okay. But
Yeah, the
you're
tooth
just-
hurt again.
Well, because Messi is going. They've already called
Yeah.
him. And Arnott comes in front of you, and you got
Yeah.
like a 10.0 on that.
How's that a
dive.
penalty? Come on.
There you go.
Oh, that is
That's just
awesome.
lame. I got to say sorry to Jason right now. Sorry, Jason. Just
There he is.
not real proud of that.
He's not happy either.
He was my old teammate in Edmonton, too, when he was a rookie.
So once again for the team, you saw your teammate Mess go into the box, and you had to
KG veteran.
pull
Yeah,
a Nadia,
let's call
you
it
pull a
KG.
Nadia Comaneci.
Let's call it KG. Imagine they don't call that. They got like a 3-on-2, 4-on-2.
We'll be back with more Relive the Magic right after this.
Ford was going to be in tall calf coming in and looking up at the clock. Late second period, down by 2. Here's a tip. Patrick Roy. It's in the glove.
Patrick again on Sakura again.
Yeah, he had a great game. He had some opportunities, and him and Elias created a lot for them. I thought I might have done a better job on him that night. Obviously, I didn't.
Not quite what you remember?
No. Thank you, Patrick. I'll be on him this time, though.
Yeah. Dan, it's funny. A lot of people ask me, when did it start where your team was like, we got to pick it up or start playing better? And it was not even this season. It was on the plane ride home the year before.
When you
after
lost
losing
in
to
Game
Dallas.
7.
Yeah. There were a bunch of us old farts sitting in the back of the plane, and you would think we were, saying how good we did or, happy part of the year, but it was a full plane ride of what we need to do, what we need to be done for next year, what we need to do better, everything, through everybody on the team, and it was amazing. And I remember going home, usually take a couple weeks off, a few weeks off. I was home for 5 days, and I felt like I had to start working out because we had to be even better and bring it to another level the next year to get what we wanted.
Who were those old farts in the back of the plane? Do you remember?
He was the oldest, or eldest, I'll say.
Yeah.
Who was it? Patrick Reeder,
Reeder.
Dave Reed,
Footer with a messed
Adam
up hand.
Foote. Yeah, with the claw.
And this game here, by the way, you think of Joe Sakic and Scott Stevens, the two captains. Both those guys, obviously Joe's having a fantastic game, but Stevens also was leading by example as their captain. He was taking the bull by the horns and hitting everything that moved.
That's the best way I think a leader could lead. Obviously, when there's something to be said, yeah, you say it, but I think how you practice and how you play the game and just all those things that you bring to the rink, your preparation every day, that speaks volumes. And if your leaders are your best people in how they prepare and how they do things, you're going to win. You're going to be good because everybody else has to follow. That's young guys seeing this every day, and it's a great example for everybody.
There's with the eyes again. They just showed another close-up of Patrick. There he is.
I remember one practice, Patrick was getting beat, and I came in on a breakaway, and even I beat him that day. He looks up, he goes, "Big Poe, that's the last time someone scores today." 45 minutes later, not one puck had gone by him. And on his way off the ice, he smashed his stick and went home. He is the biggest competitor and the greatest winner I've ever played with. There's no other way that I could put it.
I mean, I'd shoot on him in practice. It was ridiculous. I was like, come on. I'd just go the other end and shoot on the other guy.
Here he goes. Oh,
Oh, My
Who
God,
was that?
who's
Number
Whoa.
77.
Come on, that's a penalty.
That's a penalty.
Who was hit? That,
Can't
that
hit
was you in
old
the
guy like
corner.
that. Yeah,
You were throwing the weight around.
yeah, that was on
Pandolfo?
Pandolfo. Yeah, that was Sports Illustrated shot. That was a good shot there too.
Was it a Sports Illustrated
yeah.
SI shot?
Pretty good second period.
Yes.
Wow, is it ever?
It's an entertaining game right there.
Fun to play in, I bet. Even though, like you said, there's no nerves, Game 7, but it still must be fun when there's actions going that much in one period.
You know, it is fun, but this is one of those games where there's so much on the line where I don't know if anyone really felt the fun of being out there.
That's 2 periods down, 1 to go. It's 3-1 after 2 periods. These guys go to the locker room. Podes fixes his teeth, and we'll be right back with more Relive the Magic. Welcome back to Relive the Magic. It is June 9th, 2001. Dan Moriarty here with Sean Podine and Ray Bork. It's Game 7. It's for all the marbles. 3-1 after 2 periods. All right, there's 20 minutes left. We keep on doing this before the game, after the first period, second period, but now the reality is it. You're going to go on the ice for 20 more minutes, and then it's over, one way or the other. What's said in the locker room at this point? Is it the same thing? Great period, guys.
It's the same thing. You know, we're up 1 after 1. Now we're up 2. We're in great shape. Let's just keep doing the same things and talking about the stuff we need to do. You know, again, the blue lines, a good transition team, keeping the puck away from Brodeur, you know, and staying out of the box. All those things that you need to do to win hockey games, and let's just go out and get it done. This is where we want to be. We're in a position that we want to be in. Let's go out and finish the job.
Can you believe you're that close?
Yes and no. I was happy we were, but you know, it was an incredible feeling going out for the third period, knowing that you're 20 minutes away from living a dream.
Sean?
Yeah, just same thing. I just remember really thinking and talking and pushing not to sit back on the heels. You know, to get on the toes, get going again, get the puck deep, start forechecking. Because when New Jersey started getting that momentum in the second, we kind of sat back and protected something that we didn't even have yet. And so we had to get back and go at them and start playing our game again to have success, I thought. So.
And you guys were 11-2, by the way, in the playoffs when leading after 2 periods. You knew how to lock people down.
Well, we were a good defensive team. You know, we usually do a great job of that. So, you know, we had confidence that we'd get it done again.
And you had him in net.
Exactly.
You got that guy, who's not too bad of a goaltender. There was something in the papers after it was all over about the Stanley Cup, and Rob Blake would water it every single round, and it would grow.
Every round it would grow. You know, Bob put a miniature cup in the room, first game of the first series. And after every series, I mean, Rob Blake would add a little water in it. Every game would win. And then every series, there was a bigger cup waiting for us. Every series we moved on, Bob had a different size cup. So it's kind of neat.
That play there was early in the third period. Sakic fell down, got up, caught Marty off guard, and Marty kind of twinged. Did you guys talk about this? Because the trainer came out and talked to him. It looked as though Marty got a little hurt. Obviously, you knew it. Do you talk about it and attack a certain way?
You just want to keep putting pucks on net and you know, keep testing him. And if there's a problem, well, you know, too bad. And hopefully it works in our favor. But you know, I think he was okay. Obviously, you know, something tweaked, but he was able to finish and play a good third period.
Yeah, he did. It almost looked as though you guys saw and were conscious and were dumping the puck in more, either shooting it long or dumping it in towards him.
Yeah, you just want to, you know, you want to keep it out of. You don't want to make it easy for him to play the puck because he's so good at it. And whenever we dumped it in, we're trying to dump it away from him. And if he had to go for it, you know, make it a long way for him to go out and play the puck.
It's getting chippier too, you notice, in the third period. Obviously, their backs are against the wall.
It's the same guy, though. Stevenson, right?
Turner Stevenson, every single time.
Plays hard.
He's a big man.
He's a big man. Chris Stingman's another guy who really stepped up for our third and fourth line guys.
Yeah, I think
Huge
of
play in
Dingman once in a
Jersey.
while. I mentioned Yell and High Note. And Billy Niemanen.
Neiman and
What a character.
Oh,
yeah. I tell you, he played some big games for us and scored some big goals and created some penalties just by being a pain up there. Tough to play against too, and always nagging you, always slashing you or doing something to you to try to get you off your game.
So Rob Blake now goes in the box, and there's about 15 minutes or so left in the game. You have a 2-goal lead. There's a shot coming up here of you, Podes, on the bench with Trottier. This guy's got 6 cups. What's he saying to you?
I don't remember right now, I gotta be honest. It was great to have Trotz around. I remember reading a book after we won the cup though, and there's a quote in there saying, there's only one moment in your life that everything seems calm and everything's all right.
There he is now talking to you.
Oh, he's trying to talk about pushing him out to the outside, keep the puck to the outside, and then force him to get it deep instead of letting him cut it back across the middle. It's kind of the hand motion.
Once again, what we discussed earlier, the way you guys played them this entire game, they're out so that their angles aren't that good, if you can help it.
Yeah, but killing a penalty, we were trying to force the puck to one side, and then we kind of flush them and force them to dump it in. And we kind of knew that, if they did that, then to defend it was a lot easier. We had, somebody going for the puck, Patrick playing it, or bumping it to the D, and then, clearing it out. So we didn't want them to have the room to carry the puck in. We wanted the force to kind of dump it in and chase it and fight for it.
We'll be back with more Relive the Magic right after this.
Work.
Games in for the Stanley Cup Final. We should have put a couple more chairs here in the booth and sold some ourselves.
Talk about Dave Reed, call him coach.
One of the smartest
was-
hockey men around.
Yeah.
He was such a, Raymond, you can take over.
Yeah.
Just such a, he made a much bigger impact. He was great on the ice, but he was, even off the ice, made much bigger impact on our young guys and even old guys like myself.
I think back a couple years prior, his Dallas team beat New Jersey for the Stanley Cup. He had insight to the way they played. He had insight to being against them in the finals. He had insight to Marty Brodeur. Did he? Obviously, he shared some of that during the course of the series.
Reeder just had a feel and a feel for the game. I'm shocked he's not coaching right now and doing incredibly well at it. He could. That's the type of guy and the knowledge he has. So, he had that knowledge as a player and had a way to relay messages and see what was going on out there, and so much experience, played for a long time.
It's funny watching the third year. It's just hacking and whacking, get that puck outside the blue line and deep, out of the front of the net.
Well, yeah, you got a 2-goal lead now, but you're killing a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray, of course, is playing power play and penalty killing. Podes, for you, your specialty time is killing penalties. You don't look forward to it because then your team's down a man, but you must raise your game, your level.
Yeah, you got to kind of dig down if you're a killer and, really commit yourself to doing the things that no one really wants to do, blocking shots, getting the shooting lanes, throwing it all the way down the ice. And you got to take pride in it because it does make a big difference at the end of the day for the team.
Special teams are such a key, scoring a power play goal, but, doing an incredible job on a PK gives a team a lot of momentum, and we had key guys to do that, and guys like Poe and Yeller and Reeder and, Mess, Danny Heino, and guys would just, I saw Poe block shots with, the back of his head, I think one night in Calgary, and I'm like, come on, what are you doing, kid?
Was that on
Kind of
purpose, Poe?
rolled over, and it was like,
Got caught out of position.
whatever he needed to do, he would do.
If I would have had a choice, I would have rather not done it.
Look at the wheels on this guy.
Who is that? Now, on that face-off, Ray, you're against the boards, and you guys are talking. And this is almost like a set play. What the heck was it?
Well, if there's a loose puck, wingers or D, you got to come in and help. And there was a free puck there, and I had some room to skate it.
Because you were wheeling.
Oh, I was flying. I don't know what warp speed that was, but
Guys, we're inside 10 minutes now. Power play again. And once again, if you look at the lineup, it's like just don't get scored upon.
Let's kill it off in the corners.
Yeah.
Keep it deep. And they're not going to call those penalties now either. Another great save.
Yeah, PK goal against at this point would just
No,
be.
that'd be killer. So that's maybe why we start playing these different guys.
Well, once again, it's Sakara, too.
Boy, did he have a
Especially,
great game.
You got caught there, Ray. How helpless is that feeling when you're swatting at a puck going over your head?
you know, you hope your guys are in good position. We're in pretty good shape there.
Well, look
coming
who's back.
You know,
Alex.
Tanguay's flying.
and yeah, it looked worse than it actually was. I mean, he kind of. Patrick had that. Oh my
Oh,
God.
he came
Okay.
acro-
Yes.
no, he came
I didn't
across
think he
the
got
forehand.
it back. So yeah, I thought we were in good shape. You know, I kind of got caught flat-footed there, stayed in a little bit. On the power play, you know, tendencies to do that, and just got by me and Sikora again.
Oh, there is Yel, Messier, and I think that's Drury out there with him. Yeah.
Is it Drury and Messier?
Yep. Drury, Messier, and Yel.
Which isn't usually a power play.
That would.
Sometimes it's, you know, because maybe the face-off was in
Yeah.
our zone. Wanted to make sure that we won the draw and we did the right thing.
Eric Messier. And it knocked away. Niedermeyer able to clear.
I know you want to be on the ice all the time, Ray, but can you believe you're playing half the game?
I mean, that's, you know, that's what I mean, that's what I'm used to and what I expect and what I want, but, you know, I feel good.
The stat from that year, Ray, you averaged the most ice of anybody in the NHL.
Now you know why I retired. Yeah, I was one to always kind of have that and loved it and expected it, and you know, many coaches vowed to cut down my ice time, but they couldn't do it.
And we'll be back with more Relive the Magic right after this.
Here is Niedermeyer with it. Niedermeyer challenged down the play. Gomez comes up with it. Gomez hands it off from McGillney. McGillney gets the pick, drives the shot. That was deflected just wide. Stevens.
We mentioned earlier in this interview, this show, about Game 6 and going out for your pregame skate, the pregame meal, the pregame nap, possibly being the last time ever. Game 7, possibly being the last time ever. Did you know?
I knew this was my last game.
No matter what.
Regardless of what was happening. You know, I just wanted a one-year deal the year before, and Pierre wouldn't give me 1 year. He gave me a 2-year deal. But, you know, my wife and I knew that was it. And I was just hoping it was going to finish the way I wanted it to finish.
Hold on, we have to stop
Oh
right
my
now.
God.
Hold on, Podine's on a breakaway.
He can't do that, can he?
He just did it. I don't know why he did.
See the speed on that?
You were
See
flying.
the breakaway? You know,
Podes, it could have been 4-1.
wanted a Bobby Orr goal there.
Yep. I wanted the picture. I wanted
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
Was there a feeling of comfort knowing that it was your last game? Even though you're anxious for the Stanley Cup, was there also a feeling of, okay, I know, I'm at peace?
Very much, very much. That whole thing, that whole, you know, even that 6th game or the last practices, and just knowing that, you know, this is the last time you're going to be in this kind of atmosphere with the guys, and that's just special. That's really taking everything in was so neat, and that was maybe one of the best things about it is, you know, knowing that it was going to end, and the way it did end, it couldn't have ended any better with the bunch of guys that it did. After going, you know, having a great year and a great season, and, you know, struggling at times, and people counted us out going in Game 6 and finding a way to win that, and going into Game 7 and playing the way we did. I mean, what a feeling, and people are going nuts right now.
Here we go. We got the tripping here on Scott Stevens, which is, of course, something that for you guys is so beneficial. 5 minutes left, but here's Podes.
Watch, I get it over. Oh,
Nah, that's tough. He's
You put your head down, Podes.
that's not exactly my forte.
a little
Breakaway.
You had open ice. Were you thinking that Arnott's going to catch me from behind?
Oh, yeah. I was sure someone was going to catch me. I wasn't the quickest guy out there.
And now there's really 5 minutes left in the game, and you're on a power play. You got to be thinking, let's just keep the puck in their zone, get an extra one if we can. And
There it is.
and there you had it on your stick.
Oh, what are we doing?
I was on the bench.
It's a great pass. I know.
It was an awesome pass.
I clinched it.
And you snuck into the slot. And you were literally, you're wide open, right?
Yeah, Joe made a great pass. And I think I missed the net.
You did.
Here, this pass right here almost got picked off.
That one right there,
I was
yeah.
like, oh my God. He picks it off, gets on a breakaway, and I'm like, come on, Ray.
Short-handed goal and a 3-2 all of a sudden.
Can't happen. Can't happen.
Now they're going
I
to go
was
back,
very
though.
lucky.
They're going to show, they won't show the pass. On the bench now, are you thinking, oh, that pass almost got picked off, or oh, I
Yes,
missed the empty
pass.
nets?
The pass. That would have hurt more. Look at this.
Beautiful pass.
Yeah, I don't think it was flat on my stick. It kind of jumped up a little bit. Gotta have an excuse. I could have missed that. Come on, just give me some targets. Forget the goalie.
Bad edge on the ice.
Well, you were good with the targets.
Oh, give me targets. You can't miss.
Well, the Stanley Cup is ready. The NHL is ready to make the presentation. These fans are ready.
They didn't need seats here tonight at the Pepsi Center. They haven't used them.
No, they've been standing for most of this third period, Joe. You're right.
How loud is this building now, guys?
It's crazy. And then,
Do you
know,
actually, can you hear it now?
Oh, I hear it now, and I'm actually, I'm starting to get emotional at that point. You know, I'm thinking it's going to happen, and you know, the last couple minutes I'm out there, and I'm like, I'm having a hard time to breathe. I think I'm going to faint out here, and you know, that'd be great. Going to come out and Borg's laid out on the ice and can't breathe anymore, and we got to carry him off, but. The fans are going nuts, and it's a feeling, and you know you're so close. You're so close. You just got to finish it off.
First time I watched this. This is
Like this, I'm having a hard time right now.
There's a minute and a half left.
Yeah, I'm like, are you kidding me? This is gonna happen? And my family were there for the last two games, Game 6, and I brought everybody out when I knew there was an elimination game, knowing that I knew that was my last game I was gonna play, regardless, win or lose. So they went to New Jersey, we won that. Flew everybody to Colorado for the final.
Now you're going to go to the bench in a second.
Try.
Joe McLean just said, did you see what Rob Blake just did? Dave Schrader's like, I saw that. And here you are.
Yeah.
You bang the puck off the boards, get it the heck out of there, and go to the bench. And now watch what happens. There's the guys, right? They're all over you. They're all over you. And then watch. What did Rob say?
He says, get out there, Bubba. I'm like, that was, you know, very emotional. Just, having a hard time catching my breath. I mean, everything, you know, I mean, the long journey and the, you know, it was going to happen. You know now it's going to happen. They're not going to score two. And
How about Peter Forsberg? He comes on the bench with his jersey on. Poor guy couldn't play the last two series.
I mean, he was skating there at the end, and you know, he wanted to play so bad, but there was just no way. And it's such a shame, you know. I mean, he was so good and had such a great year, and
Well, you must have missed him so much.
oh, it was, you know, we had no clue. Game 7 ends, everybody's happy, we all go home. Next morning, we show up for a meeting. Peter's out for the remainder of the playoffs.
It's clear. That's going to do it. 5 seconds. 4, 3. The Avalanche are Stanley Cup champions.
Do you recall anything being said to you?
No, I don't. You know, we did it. And a boy, Ray.
What's Joe saying to you? Did you discuss
Joe.
this?
Joe, after winning Game 6 in New Jersey, he's chasing me down everywhere in the plane. He says, Ray, come on. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? And he wanted me right next to him, and he doesn't want to forget it.
Yeah.
Gary, he says, just give me the cup. What a classy man.
unbelievable.
And Ray, not just that building was cheering. The hockey world was cheering. You know that.
It was amazing coming back to Boston, or just hearing the whole, everybody in Boston and the support I had throughout, the year. Oh my God, look at that.
Your family.
Yeah. And say, come on, guys, come here, let me give it to somebody.
And of course, you give it to Joe.
Yeah.
And his shoulder's fine.
I mean, what a trophy! It's.
There's nothing like it. Remember in Trott's book, he said the first time you lift the Stanley Cup, it's like everything's right in the world those few seconds. Like it's just all good.
Well, there you are. What'd you feel?
Pretty happy. Just like Ray said, just a lot of. I wasn't prepared for all the memories that would come back of the early mornings at the rink. Driving 4 hours to play a game. Things you'd kind of sacrifice a little bit to play the sport you loved, and then to have that happen after losing a couple game sevens to go to the finals, losing in the finals to Detroit. This is amazing.
Ray, you take it one more time for an encore. Did you forget the first time how it felt?
No, I had it so much. I went home with it that night. Pierre Lacroix tells me, take the cup home with you tonight. And I remember getting home around 2:30 in the morning, turning the corner of my street and start beeping the horn. I had this humongous cooler in my truck. I was driving everybody in this big van. Take the cooler out, put it on the street, the cup's right there. People start coming out of their homes, and we're there for a couple hours just celebrating with the cup until about 5 in the morning. It was unbelievable.
How about that picture? Probably you're in the front row.
Snuck in there.
If you think back at this point, Ray, to that moment right there, holding the cup and taking that team picture, what was going through your head? Or was it blank?
No, it's like career complete, I couldn't have dreamt of, having the career I had and for 22 years, having success and playing in a great town like Boston and having 2 opportunities to win the cup and it not happening and then ending up, leaving, a really tough decision for one reason, and to have it come through like it did and knowing that was my last game. I mean, come on. Complete.
Your season, Sean, you win the Masterson, you win the Cup.
We were talking last night, one of my favorite quotes is that memories are the only true currency in life. And, that memory, it's overwhelming, it's unbelievable. I think of why am I so blessed that a small town Minnesota boy got to experience that, and I just feel thankful every day that I actually got a chance to experience what it's like to reach the top of a sport that I respect and love more than anything.
And Ray, for you had 5 Norris trophies, numerous All-Star appearances, both first and second team. Ultimately, you became a member of the Hockey Hall of Fame. However, the Stanley Cup, the chalice, and I said to him the night he won it, your name's on that forever. What does that mean in perspective?
It's the ultimate. I mean, that's, it's a team game, and to be able to win it with, 24 other guys and coaches and, blood, sweat, and tears throughout a whole year, and to have it come through like that. For many, many years, I watched the finals, and you see the guy raise, the cup over his head, and I'm like, man, I want to feel that. I want to feel that where, total completion of a season where everything's come together and you've won together. I was just hoping that would happen to me. And when it did, that's what you remember is, that hard work that you put in camp and the off season and the tough stretches you had throughout the season where you got through and just coming together as a team and staying together as a team and believing as a team and to win the cup, it is so hard. It is so hard to win the Stanley Cup. 4 tough series, physical games, bumps and bruises and injuries, and you don't know what's going on in that room. You know, the ups and downs and the things that could be going on that nobody knows other than the players. And to fight through that and find a way to win and to, you know, finish a job is incredible.
Fun. That was great.
That was
Thanks
great.
for doing this.
Pleasure.
For Sean Podine and Ray Bork, I'm Dan Moriarty. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Relive the Magic.